I was in and out of the hospital constantly with the illness. And on my last stay, first of all, I didn't want to go. The last stay, I called the doctor and he's like, so have you been throwing up? And I wanted to lie. I wanted to be like, no, I haven't. But I knew it wouldn't do anything for me to just tell that lie. So I had literally tried a milkshake because it was like, try and get liquids. If you can't eat, try it. So I tried a milkshake and it stayed down for like 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, I can tell him that I didn't throw up.
Yet.
Literally 3 minutes later, he called me and I had to say, hold on. Had to go throw it up. So it stayed down about 15 minutes and then it was out. And this was, I want to say, maybe 4 months into the pregnancy where, yeah, I possibly could have been throwing up, but not every single thing that goes in. I should have been at the point where it's like, okay, you can hold some things down. Maybe you vomit once a day. It was everything that went in was coming out. So that was like and I called him and he was like, listen, I'm actually going to check you in now. Like I've been going to the emergency room. I stay 2 days. They send me home. I go back the next week, 2 days. They send me. He's like, I'm going to check you in. You're going to spend about 2 weeks in the hospital on bed rest, on monitors, on IVs and all that other stuff. And I was like, I literally burst out crying as soon as he told me that because I had enough. I did not want to see a hospital until it was time to give birth. I burst out crying. He was just like, listen, I know you don't want to go, but this is for you. I'm telling you right now, if you don't go, you're just going to get worse. You're going to dehydrate, and then you're going to have to try and recover from that, all this other stuff. So anyways, I was like, whatever. So I just said, just go and do it. So I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. Those 2 weeks were horrendous. I had a car, and the person at that time did not have a car. So dropped me off at the hospital. Yes, did not have a car, dropped me off at the hospital, and in those 2 weeks did not come to the hospital at all. Was driving my car around town, picking up girls, taking them to our townhouse, and acting like he was the only one who lived there. Like, just all out crazy.
So
this is stuff I found out afterwards.
With the illness and whatever,
and you're pregnant, suffering,
and you're pregnant.
I had to call my friend Yvonne at one moment to bring me clothes because I was like, I don't know where he is. He's got my car. Like, I need clothes. I don't have any more clean clothes. She brought me clothes to the hospital. The last, I want to say 4 days there, I got a staph infection. So I had an infection in my blood. I was just going through it these last 2 weeks in the hospital. But on the final 2 days when I started to feel better, and I was just like, you know what? When I get out of here, that's it. I don't care if I have to drag myself across the floor. I'm out of here. So 2 days before I got out of the hospital, I called a couple of friends that I had from work, my brother, and I said, I'm getting discharged in 2 days. I need you guys to meet me at the townhouse and get all my stuff out. I'm out. So that day that I got discharged from the hospital, my first move was to go. My brother picked me up. I went and got my car, got my stuff. That exact day, I had rented a U. I was in the rented a U-Haul, rented a storage space because I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't get a new apartment. I had no place to stay, but I was like, I don't care. I'm leaving. So I got all my stuff, put it in storage, and I went and stayed with my brother in his apartment. I want to say for about 3 months, I stayed with my brother. First, I was sleep on the couch. He's like, take the bed.
The girls were not born yet.
No,
you're still pregnant, right? Yeah.
So I went and I slept on my brother's. He gave me his bed. He slept on the couch, and that was about 2 or 3 months that I stayed there with my brother, trying to figure out what am I going to do. I have no place to stay. I'm pregnant with twins.
Was he in that townhouse still at that point, or what? Where was he?
No, I was.
You kicked him out?
Was paying. I didn't think. No, I paid the lease was up.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it was
the middle of the month, whatever, that I took all my stuff. The lease was up. I paid that last month, and I was like, I don't care. 2 weeks left on the payment. I left. So I guess he stayed there for another 2 weeks. And
I see. Okay.
After that, I had the nerve to call me while I'm in my brother's apartment. Call me and say, I have to be out of here in a week. I need money to get another apartment.
Wow.
Called me and said that. If I recall every detail of what happened throughout that time period, you all might not even believe me, because when I say the amount of psychotic, crazy, the requests, the just absolutely nuts. We don't have time to get into the whole detail of it, but it was just unbelievable the lengths to which this person was going to. I can't even get into it. So, anyways.
Well, the great thing is that going through this was very difficult, but it gave you the courage to get out of a bad relationship.
Yeah, it gave me and it wasn't even that. It was really realizing that, wow, I'm going to bring two people into this?
Yeah, well, it was also realizing all that time alone and like in the hospital and all that loneliness and boredom or whatever, it gave you time to reflect on what you were in yourself, like you're in a bad relationship, and you're bringing two people into the world into this.
Saying bad relationship is such an understatement. Like, you could have a bad relationship, like, you know, I want to go through counseling, let's fix this. This was unfixable. This was pure, toxic, abusive, just completely, no one should be in that situation, let alone children. And just the realization in my mind that I'm going to really bring two people into this situation who didn't ask to be in this situation, whose decisions did not put them here. My decisions put me here. No way, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. And that was like the fire under me, the motivation under me to do every and anything possible to make sure that I corrected my issue, not their issue, my issue.
Right.
And that was really all I needed to know, that this day forward, my fight is for these two children, not for myself. And sometimes it takes that, I guess, because people are more willing to take more suffering on themselves than to put suffering on somebody else, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, sometimes you'll take so much upon your own back, but as soon as someone else, oh my gosh, like, if somebody else is about to get hurt, let me address this. So that's really what happened with me. It was like, I don't know if I would have left as soon as I did if I wasn't having kids.
Okay.
Realizing that bringing kids into the situation, I don't know that I would have left as soon as possible. I would have taken more suffering before realizing that I need to leave. Getting out of that situation and really realizing that I should value myself more. I should value, you know, what I bring to the table, value who I am as a person, and how I treat people should be how I get treated. So really just taking that full circle and just stating, like, you know, a lot of people see us and think things are great, and they are now, but I think it's important that we show them or let them know, like, we've been through things just like everybody else. Suffering is not eternal. It's not an infinite thing. You can fix your situation if you're willing to suffer a little bit to get out of it as well.